Good evening, good morning, or good night, wherever you are in the world. Um, I haven't been on my Facebook or posted anything new on here for a while. I've been dealing with a lot behind the scenes. Just everything health-wise is shutting down on me, sadly. Um, this is why I haven't been able to even walk or drive. Um, Mentally, obviously not so good. Um, I've been through too much this year just to let it go. Losing the person I loved was the worst feeling. Um, and I don't regret loving her. I still do. And people, using me this year, manipulating me, friends that say they're friends, which they're not. And let me say something to the people on Facebook that are watching. You call yourself a friend, but you didn't even notice I was gone for 2-3 days. Considering that I'm someone that posts every day and does live streams every day and night, but you good friends couldn't even send me a message saying how much you care about me. That's pretty fucking bad. I am almost at my deathbed. Now people are going to say, well, what can fix this? What can we do to help you? I want everything to go back to normal. I want there to be no hate between me and my ex. I want, the best for her. I would like her to grow up. That's the first thing. I would love to see her, achieve something in life and maybe stand on her own 2 feet. Not being in a house that, her parents provide. Actually go out and have her own place, not rely on other people. I would like her to go and drive. It's not fair that her boyfriend has to drive her around and drop her off to work and back. And I know now that she's working different days. Could have been, which is good. She's still not giving up her job. But at the end of the day, I really think for her to grow up, she needs to make peace with me. I think she needs to realize, hey, it's nearly been a year. I think it's time for her to grow up and be mature about all this. I'm not the same person that, she thinks I am. I've changed a lot. And the reason why I've changed a lot is, for what it's worth, many people don't know, including her, including my family, the sort of people I've been on dates with this year and hooked up with are not the sort of people that I would consider worthy of bringing home to my own family. But my ex was, at least. All these women, about 95% of the ones I've seen and dated this year, all do drugs. All just want to hook up, do drugs, fuck, and use me. I don't want to be part of that environment where a girl only wants me because I have a bit of money, or only wants to be my friend because I have a bit of money. I want friends that will, and this goes for a relationship, someone that will just accept me for me. It doesn't matter what I look like, and yes, I'm going to have the mohawk back. I'm just growing that up a bit more so that I can get rid of this. I want someone to accept that, there's a decent guy in me. I suppose that being in a relationship of 6 years goes to show that I can be in a relationship. I can be a good guy. I just look at it as I wasn't the problem. We both were the problem in the relationship. I am dealing with stuff going on right now that no one should go through. I'm still getting mentally abused by others, especially some people here on Facebook. I keep getting told advice from people, which is nice. But instead of giving me advice sometimes, why don't you reach out and say, hey, you want to catch up for a coffee? You want to go for a Macca's run? Or do you want to do something? Do you want to just sit and cuddle? Because realistically, I know what I'm worth. And I think all the girls on Facebook know that too. And I guess that's why they take advantage of me. I'm not a sort of guy that, you know, is going to... You're supposed to treat everyone equally. But at the moment, I don't have a best friend. I don't have a top 3 friends. Because I learnt that having your best friend or top best friends, they're supposed to stand out more than others. Now, it would be nice if, in return, I don't have to message people. I would love every day to wake up to like 10, 15 messages from friends asking how I am. That would be beautiful. But I don't. I don't even wake up to one. The only thing I wake up to is my Pokemon group chat, and that's it. But then these so-called friends, you know, always say, why are you so sad? Why are you so upset with life? Well, that's a good part of it. When, you know, you're supposed to be friends with someone and they're supposed to care about you, but you don't get a message. I thought in these 2 days / 3 days, and just looking around me, I've got to dust this room. I would have got one message at least. So it goes to show what a lonely person I am. Now, I was supposed to, and I still probably am, supposed to go on a trip. There was 2 locations I had planned, Sydney or Queensland. And with COVID and stuff, I can travel to Queensland just fine. I can go to Sydney just fine, I think, for now. But I'm not sure like what I have to do on the way back. But I feel like I'm going to those locations only because I want to hook up with somebody. Now, I just sent a message to the Queensland girl tonight saying, I'm sorry, but I'm not going there now. Because, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth, you know, going to Queensland for a week, getting a drunk in a hotel room by myself and just making myself even more depressed. You know, there's no point in one way going to Sydney, but I like Sydney. I like the lifestyle. I like, you know, I love everything about Sydney. I love Sydney. But there's no reason for me to like go there. Like I know people over there, but I don't think they'll have the time of day for me. So it doesn't matter where I go. I'm always going to be alone in this world. I am struggling a lot, even just leaving this room sometimes. That is changing like every day. Like you can see behind where the teddy is over there. That room's changed. I'm getting new furniture soon, so I'm going to have like a new bed. I'm going to have like my cupboards painted, like this room painted, and it's going to look fucking amazing. But it's still going to feel lonely. I've tried this whole year to become a better person. The one that my ex would have loved to have been with. Believe me, she would have loved this new me. Do I have some resentment towards her? Of course you would. You know, when you don't properly end a relationship, it's not nice. Especially when, you know, the last time I saw her at the Botanical Gardens, I really thought that there was still something there, and then a month or 2 later she's already got a new boyfriend and been with him since. And I thought, as a person, that's the most horrible person I've ever seen of her. And if she can stab me in the back like that, what's there to say she won't do it to this bloke? Because the similarities between me going out the first time around and the third time around is nothing. She didn't change that much. She still lets people control her. She still lets people, you know. And I feel sorry for the guy before me, the second guy. I feel like he couldn't hack it either. That's what I always thought. What's really wrong with the guy before me? And I've realised now that we both share a common thing. It wasn't our fault. We put up with hell. And if two guys that have had 5-6 year relationships with the same girl, if they can't make it work, then what's the chance this new guy can? There's not much difference. She wasn't the same the first time around. She wasn't the same when she dated the other guy. Then I came. She didn't change then. It's this. She's got to realise that, and I don't think she realises this, that she brings out the worst in every guy. And I think she needs to understand that whether it's this guy or the next guy, history's going to keep repeating itself until she goes, right, I need to get a place of my own. First up, that's the first thing she needs to do. Not live in a place that her stepfather and her mother provided. That's the first thing she's got to do. The second thing is she's got to not do catalogues, because I think, you know, they've still got that power over her. While she's doing that, they always have power over her. I think she needs to get a license. If she can just do those small things and be independent and grow up, she's got a chance in life to be in a relationship. Now, I hope to God this guy does not make her pregnant, because he's going to be stuffed for the rest of his life. Look, as a guy, we don't look for too much in a relationship. We just want someone genuinely nice and caring and will stick by us. You know, looks do help sometimes, but at the end of the day, if we've got a loyal partner, that's worth keeping. And me and the guy before me tried for 5-6 years. And the reason why we don't last is because her parents don't let us. It's that simple. You know, the fact that a 30-year-old, well, hasn't turned 30 yet, but I say this. The fact that you could be with the girl, I'll just give you an example of me and my ex. You can be lying in a room next to each other and just holding each other. And when the mother calls up and goes, what are you two doing? At 10 o'clock at night, really? And some of these times where her mother used to call in the worst, weirdest times, you think, you're too, you know, you're not letting your daughter live her life. You know, you treat her like she's a child. You treat her like she's not good enough. And that's not right. Because I saw potential in my ex. I really did. I never told her this, but I saw something there that was marriage material. That's why I wanted to marry her. I just kept it a secret. I always told people, now I don't want to get married and all that. But no matter what I tried, it was never good enough for her family or her. You know, take away the $10,000 worth of jewelry I spent on her. Take away the trips out of the state. I was trying so hard to make her live a good life. You know, make sure that she had the life that she's always wanted. No one controlling her. No one fucking telling her what to do. And I think until she moves out of the house that she lives in, that's provided by her stepfather and her mother, and starts, you know, renting on her own and having a normal, stable lifestyle, then I don't think that any guy will be with her for that long. I think the fact that the guy before me wasted 5 years of his life and she didn't change. I waited 6. She never changed. And the way that she's going through right now, it makes me upset, because we were on the verge of something really great and she doesn't even know it. Marriage, kids. I was going to give her the life that she never had. I was going to get her out that house into her own house, where she could have her pets run free. She could have her own freedom. A clean house. I was going to teach her how to drive. I was going to buy her a car this year. I had so much planned. But she threw it all away. I loved someone so much that I was willing to give them anything. This would have been for her the best year of her life. But she threw it away. And people say to me every day, they say, how can any woman not see all that stuff you did for her? And I'm like, I don't know. And all my female friends have said, you know, any woman would be lucky to have a guy like you. And I agree with them. You know, I could have cheated on my partner multiple times over the 6 years. And I didn't. I've had, what she doesn't know, I had catched up with a couple of female friends over the 6 years. You know, hanged out with them for lunch, hang out with them for dinner, and you know what? Nothing happened. And were they a lot more prettier than my partner at the time? Of course. But I didn't do anything because I knew that somewhere down the track there could be something special. I don't like the fact that my mum sees my ex. Not deliberately, by the way, but still gets to see her. But all the stories I hear about my ex, I don't want to believe that she's this horrible person. I really don't. And I'm sure this year she's heard stories about me that are not true. So, by logic, you would say, well, me and her should get together and say what's true and what's not. I totally agree with that. Am I angry with her with anything? Never really have been. I am pretty much so sick that I can't even walk tonight. Barely drive, and I'm going to have to take some really strong painkillers soon. But if my ex rang me and said, look, I need to talk to you, I need to sort some stuff out, can we talk? I would be like, yeah, alright. Just give me 20-30 minutes to get up there, and you know, it's 2:30 in the morning, but I would, because she knows that I'm up till like 5 in the morning every day, so it's the best way to contact me. You know I'm up till 5 a.m. so I don't know if this thing will get any worse. I'm back on antibiotics again. I get bad spasms down there, which means I don't have a functioning working bladder, so I have to self-catheterize. People don't realize that. So I go about 5 times in 24 hours, you know. When I need to go, I stick a catheter in and I do my business. But because I've got a really bad infection there, I can't walk because the pain is unbearable. It's like being kicked in the nuts, like from the inside. It stings and it hurts. Your whole body goes hot and cold. Your brain overthinks things. It's not really something nice to go through. At the moment, I've got a heater on because I'm cold. But in about 5-10 minutes, I may be boiling hot. So it's that bad. I've been crying a lot more lately because, not because I'm just worried about my ex. Of course, I love my ex with all my heart. Yeah, I said it. But I'm upset with what's happening in the world with not just COVID, because COVID's a thing where so many innocent people are dying. And just the next state over, we live in South Australia, but the next state over is Victoria/Melbourne. And when I hear about, you know, people dying every day there and they're full lockdown mode in the city, I start to think, you know, I feel sorry for those people that have to go through that. I loved Melbourne. I used to go there every so often. I love the casino there. I like it there. I really do. There's some beautiful people that live over there. And I have friends over there that I'd someday like to see again. But it's not just that, you know, it's the way the world is. You can't compliment someone these days. Like, a man can't, like, compliment a woman. It's okay for a woman to compliment a guy. Guys can compliment each other, but yeah. I'll give you an example. There's a game store here in South Australia called EB Games. I buy games pretty much every month there. I go there, and I used to go to my local one, but one day, you know, I saw this person, and I've seen her a lot. She's seen me. I ordered a lot of stuff there, In fact, over the side here, there's actually I bought a game today. All I said to the girl, because she had a haircut, I said, "Oh, you've got a haircut. It looks lovely." And she's like, "Thank you." Just complimented on her, and I'm like, "Yeah, it really looks nice." And apparently, me saying that is inappropriate. And I was like, "It's a compliment." You know, when girls cut their hair short, you know, it can go really bad or really good. And I thought it was really good. So she went to the back, and the girl was like, "Oh, what'd you say to her?" And I'm like, "I just said she had a lovely haircut. She looked pretty. What's wrong with that? Like, that's a compliment." And she's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "No, seriously, that's all I said, and you want to fucking... Oh, God." But in life, it's just like a lot of women are getting nasty towards guys now, and it's not right that a guy can't give a girl a compliment, or, you know, there's so many things in this world that people are doing. Girls think, oh, you know, they say something, they go to the cops about something, you know, the cops are always going to take their side. Well, maybe one day it won't. Maybe one day you say the wrong thing to the wrong guy, and he'll call the cops on you. See, I don't like vindictive people. I don't like nasty people, or people that, you know, make fun of others or judge people on their life. Just bear with me, because I'm going through a lot of pain here. Like, it's very bad. I'll give you an example of my mistakes I've made on here, and you can go through the vids in one of these four corners that pop up at the end of this. I used to rubbish my partner's sister on here for both of them being like pigs and living the way they did. In some ways, I had a point when it came to, you know, people shouldn't live like that. You know, it's not hard to, you know, put washing in a washing basket, or if there's rubbish, you put it into a bag and you put it in the bin outside. That's not hard. But I would think when you have two people living in the same house, you know, for each other's benefits, they would keep the house clean. And I could never understand why her sister, like, if you go into her sister's room, like, my God, there was rubbish, there was dirty dishes, there was dirty clothes, there was clean clothes. The bed looked horrible. And I can't understand how a girl can live like that. That's why I always said to my partner, how can she live like that, your sister? How can you go to bed at nights knowing that there could be, you know, cockroaches on the floor, or spiders, or dead bugs? Like, I look around this room, right? Apart from it needs a bit of a dust, it's not too bad. Like, you can see here, like, you know, a bit dusty, but that's actually, it's not the dust, it actually needs a bit of a, you know, a bit of furniture polish. You know, my bed's made. There's nothing on my floor. No, it's nothing on the floor. Apart from just in that bit, just here, you can see the bit of paper there. I've just got to go put that in the bin. But I'd be happy right now, even in the state it's in. I wouldn't have a problem anyone coming in my room. I wouldn't be embarrassed. But the way her sister used to live, I was like, you know, a woman your age shouldn't live like that. You should be disgraced. You should be embarrassed about yourself. But what someone does is their business. And you know how much I've said on that topic. But when it comes to both girls living in a place that their parents provided for them, so they've got a roof over their head and they can, you know, go to sleep at nights, the most disrespectful thing you can do is keep your house like a pigsty. That is no respect for your parents, and it's not right. You as two grown adults should be able to have a house clean between you both. But they never could. And I was really upset because some nights, I just couldn't even go there some nights, because I was like, I can't be in a room where, this is just an example here of, I was in my partner's bedroom, you know, when she knew I was coming over, she got good towards the end. She put clean sheets on the bed and stuff, because every time I slept in that bed, it was like something was biting me, like bugs and stuff. It was so horrible. And I used to come up with, like, during the night, like red splotches where I was bitten. The fact that, you know, she had like a towel at the end of the bed for the cats to sleep on, but she doesn't realise that it doesn't matter if they sleep on the end of the bed. All that cat fur goes up into the air. It goes all over the floor. And when she never vacuumed the floor, it was like, well, you're breathing in cat air. But there, when the lounge room was never clean, the dishes piled up for her, the laundry was so bad. And you think, how can people live like this? There's no excuse for being hygiene-wise. You know, you brush your teeth every day. You know, change your underwear every day, especially if you're a girl. Clean socks every day. But when neither of them could, well, even be, like, I just couldn't understand it. I mean, even poor people that don't have much money are more cleaner than, you know, some housefolks. You know, there's 24 hours in a day. You're telling me you can't get 1 hour in that day to, like, go around the house and at least vacuum or open up a window? Not even open up a window in the house. So I'm glad I got to open up and say what I feel. Yes, I love my ex. I don't give a fuck who says anything. I mean, if you have a problem with it, go fuck yourself. Because what's in here will always stay in my heart. Yeah, what will stay in my heart. And I don't give a fuck. If you're a good friend and you care about me, why don't you fucking say it? Because right now, the hourglass is ticking and I don't know when I'm running out of sand. I mean, last time I was this sick, I would have to say that I ended up in hospital. Because sooner or later, antibiotics will not work for me. And I've discussed this with 2 doctors already. So we don't know what to do if that happens. But, you know, I don't let being born deaf in my right ear affect my life. I don't let the fact that I have 1 kidney affect my life. Sometimes I have a speech impediment. I have borderline personality disorder. But I don't let that stop me. You know, I would like to be able to piss like normal people, but I use a catheter. I'm just glad it's not a permanent one. So at least you know a little bit about me now. But yeah, I can't even barely walk. And I somehow have to walk downstairs to get some medication. I should have brought it up here, some strong medication. You know how they say take 2 tablets at a time for painkillers? I'm going to have to take about 4. Now you may think, geez Andre, just be careful there. I just can't stand the pain. You know, my ex can verify this. There was one day where I was in so much pain I couldn't even get off the floor. It hurt to even lift up my leg because the spasms were that bad. What's even worse is what's in my heart right now. That's hurting like hell. I'm not needy, I'm not desperate. People say you have to love yourself to love anyone. I do love myself. I'm very grateful for the things I have, and I'm very grateful for the new person I've become. And I have some amazing friends. And, you know, when they're not asking me for money or to drive them around, they know I'm a good bloke. But unfortunately for you guys and girls out there, you just want to take advantage of me. You've all got something to say. You've all got advice to give. But why don't any of you go that bit extra? Why don't you do inbox me? Why don't you send me lovely messages? Like if I was to go on to, just give me a sec, Facebook. Let's go on Facebook, for example. I would say that, well, it is 2:30 at night, let's be honest. The people online, there'd be one that I would say that has helped me, because like she's usually up at this time, and I respect her and her girlfriend because, you know, But at the same time, I think, you know, when am I going to have someone that's going to be there for me? When are they going to, you know, really reach out and help? So, thank you for watching this vid. I am working on a lot of projects. The Chili Chip Challenge is completed. I'm just going through editing stages, so you'll see that vid probably next month, because there's a lot of editing to do. I'm starting a Pokemon channel soon. Yep, you've heard it. I'm going to do a Pokemon channel, where I every couple of nights come on, be live. That's going to be maybe not live. I'm not sure about that. And just do a couple of like raids and stuff, remote raids, and hope that, you know, that we can get something going there. So I've worked out that I need some sort of special cord to connect to the computer, to my phone. I've managed to like get the phone, like Pokemon on the phone, up to the computer, but I need to split screen it so I can have like one bit the game and one bit me, so that way I can do it live. It's going to be a bit of a challenge because I never thought I'd do a Pokemon channel, but it's good content. That way people can see when I get a shiny, or my reactions will be live. Then I can finally say, now I've always said, you know, and my ex would verify this, that I would never be a person that buys in-game stuff, like, you know, but lately, this year, the way this year's been going, I'm like, well, the game makes me happy, so I've been like buying the remote passes, and you know, I did GoFest this year. We had an actual 3-day GoFest here, because here where we live they stuffed it up, so I ended up getting about 80 shinies, so that was worth the $15. Was it 15? No, $25 for the event, I think, for us, and it was worth it. I play another game called WE Supercard. I used to not put a cent into that game, but now I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy life, and you know, some of these in-game stuff, you know, it helps sometimes. Like, I like special stuff, special events. But I haven't stopped buying games. I still buy my FIFA game. Financially, I'm fine, but you know, I'd give it up all to just talk to my ex. Truly, I would, because I think that there could still be a friendship there. If anything, there still could be a really good friendship, because we've been away for nearly a year now. There's no anger on my part. There's forgiveness. I just want her to realize that in life, you know, she needs to stand on her own 2 feet. Because she's got to realize that it didn't work the first time with me, because outside interference. The second guy, it didn't work with him due to outside interference. Then I came back into the picture. It didn't work with me due to outside interference. You see a pattern here. The guys are not at fault. The guys can only take so much till they have a breaking point. And I think that's what she needs to realize. Us guys are the ones that are working. Us guys are the ones that've got jobs and got a license. But she doesn't. So how's that? And the current guy, license, job, but she doesn't. So why should the guys be the ones doing all the work here to make it work for her? But she can't do a simple thing by moving out of the house she lives in and living independently on her own. That would be the one thing that she'd have to do. Because while she's got parents telling her what she can and can't do, and who she can and can't see, this guy won't work. Yeah, it may work for a year, or maybe 2. But it doesn't work for some reason after 5. The pattern seems to be right now. And if your friends do give a shit about me and care about me, message me on Facebook, you know, get a hold of me. If my ex is watching this, then I hope you're doing well. I care about you a lot as a person. I think You know, there's so much potential there for you to do something good in your life. It's never been about, you know, getting back together. Even when I knew you got a boyfriend, it was a shock. But, you know, it's not like I can say I behaved myself this year. Like I said, I've hooked up with 6 different girls. And even you'd probably be like, Andre, what'd you do? Did you buy these girls? No, I fell into the same trap that I usually do. I got taken advantage of. I was in a vulnerable place. I just wanted love and affection, and unfortunately with these girls, you know, they weren't right. You'd be shocked if you're watching. You'd be shocked that the girls I hooked up with. You'd be like, oh my god. Yeah, well, it happens. It can happen to you. I did try dating someone. Yeah, I tried to date someone from interstate. Before we did it, we were, you know, getting along very great. We thought it could work. We were together for a couple of days. You know, before we even met each other, I know. And I woke up one day blocked and found out she was already in a relationship with another guy. It sucked. And I've spoken to her since then, that girl, and I've said I'd like to try again, even though she lives in Sydney and she's got 3 kids, but, you know, I would like to try. You may say to me, geez, Andre, find someone in Adelaide. If you're going to find someone, find a decent girl. Yeah, well, your heart and your brain always tell you different things, you know. Logically, of course I'd like somebody here. But, you know, the sort of people that live here, and you know the sort of people that would take advantage of me. I listened to what my ex said to our mutual friends. You know, my ex always said to them, you know, for me to take Andre back, he'd have to do 2 things. He'd have to get his head straight, and he'd have to get help. And I did all that, but I've done more since then. I've found myself again. I've found, you know, my God again. I've become a born again Christian again. I'm very proud to call myself that. I've learnt a lot about life and listened to other people, which in the past I never listened to people's advice. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to you, fuck you. But I've listened to some people, and while I'm making this vid, I'm in so much pain. But I'm doing this for all my Facebook friends, my YouTube subscribers, and to my ex, because I'm showing you that I could be in so much pain and still show that I have love and affection in my heart for everybody. And which breaks me to tears, because if I don't get better soon, I won't be here. And I feel like I'll be letting a lot of people down. You know, life has struggles, yes. But it's people that hurt us that we should forgive. I've forgiven people that have hurt me just over the last few months. I feared for my life one night just recently because someone I thought was a friend, you know, don't want to discuss it too much on here, but yeah, I feared for my life. And then I think about my ex, you know, she feared for her life once too. And I'm sorry. You know, the one thing we should have had, me and her, was counselling. At least that would have saved us. But I think at the end of the day, I needed to be in a relationship where, and this is not knocking her, by the way, I needed to be in a relationship where my partner could stand on her 2 feet. My partner could drive me places. My partner would, you know, learn to live independently without her parents' help. That's all I ever wanted. Because a relationship, and I've said this a million times on this channel, a relationship's based on two people. No one has the right to interfere, no one has a right to say what they say or cause problems for the two people. And we just had too many people, mostly from her side, because my side was fine, making our relationship not work. And when my partner gave up, on December the 23rd, it showed me, hey, if she's going to give up like that, then she's going to give up on everybody. Do I think she'll ever be truly happy? I don't think anyone can be truly happy until they realize that they deserve their own freedom. No one in life has a right to be told what they can and can't do, who they can and can't see, what they can and can't wear. Everyone has to stand on their own 2 feet. Everybody has to learn to drive. Everybody has to learn to cook and live independently. And if you watching this can't do any of those 3, well, there's something wrong with you. I can cook. I can clean. I can drive. But at the end of the day, I'm just looking for the right partner in life. And I don't think she exists. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool to keep a promise I made to my ex and say that I don't even want a relationship ever again. I said to her I wouldn't be in one after. And if you don't count the one that I was just with, because I never got to see her, I was just, vid chatting her from Sydney, but I stuck to my bond. I stuck to my word. I may have hooked up with girls, but I've never actually been in a real relationship. Because I said to my ex, I don't want a relationship. At the time, she probably thought, oh nah, he's going to get a relationship soon as we dump each other. I never did. I hooked up with girls, but that was only because I was lonely and I needed affection. And you want to know what's funny about all those girls? I didn't even force myself onto them. I didn't even bring up sex or kissing to either of them. It just happened. It goes to show what kind of girls they are, obviously. Like, every single one was the first time. First night. Didn't hold back. Goes to tell you, doesn't it? Goes to show that, girls know what they want in life. And they can get it whenever they want. But us guys that are, not so nice on the eye, or not any type for anyone, we can't get someone just like that. We can't have someone in our arms. We can't have someone to kiss us goodnight. I hate some girls that say I love you to a guy they don't even know, because they're giving the guy false hope. I told a girl recently on Facebook to stop calling me sweetie, hun, love, because she is giving the wrong impression. She's making me believe that she feels something for me when she doesn't. She's gorgeous. She's a single mum. But I said to her, if you keep talking to guys like that, you will make them feel like you want to be with them when you don't. So you lead them on. Now this girl has said, many times that, I'm not her type and I'm not, But then she's like, oh, but you're not ugly. And any girl would be lucky to have you. Actually, that girl even said, to me, if your ex, Andre, was in front of me, I'd punch the shit out of her and knock some sense into her, because she doesn't realise what she's lost. I appreciate the whole, giving me an ego boost and stuff, but I don't believe violence. And I said I wouldn't let you hit her. I wouldn't let anyone hit my ex, because, at the end of the day, she'll wake up one day and be like, fuck, Andre made some good points. He was right about a lot of things. And I'm hoping one day I get a call. I don't care. Well, during the day I'm not so much awake, but my ex knows that I'm up till 4 or 5 in the morning. And she knows that if she calls me, I'm going to pick up that phone and be nice. She knows that I'm stupid enough to go at that time of night just to talk to her. And I'll shout her some McDonald's or something, you know, like a Coke or something. Coke Zero, I think it was. I never liked that shit. My ex has made me now like drink that shit all the time. It's weird, eh? I used to bag her for that all the time. You drink Coke Zero, it's fucking gross. And that's all I drink. Jeez, if she could see me now, and I'm actually starting to eat healthier too. So she did teach me some ways of eating healthier. Oh yeah, I'm even like, I don't eat lamb anymore. I don't eat pork. It depends, like if it's mince, I'll eat that in like a spaghetti or something. But I've like really like, I drink boost drinks. I drink like all healthy stuff, and I eat salad. Just the lettuce and the cheese part and cucumber. I don't like full extreme, but so she has in some ways taught me to eat better. I was gonna say don't tell her about that, but I guess she watches these vids, and I know you do. I guess part of you still wants to know how I'm going. I'm not doing good. I'm struggling. It would be nice to have your help, to be honest, but I know you won't do that. But at least you took some advice from this vid and probably other vids. So I've got to go now because I'm in a lot of pain and I can barely even talk or finish this sentence. And yeah, so stay tuned, guys. This is just a video to update you on how things were going. Pokemon channel coming soon. Yes, I'm gonna make a Pokemon channel. If you want to know some good Pokemon channels, Zoe Two Dots, great Australian girl, Pro Plani, check him out. Another Australian, great guy. I know him. I'm in some of his vids. He's a great guy. But those two are the main ones I'd support because they're Australian. I know there's an Adelaide guy, and I know there's another one I've been watching, Cricket. She's really cool. I like her. But yeah, if you know people that do have YouTube channels, click the subscribe button. Even if you don't watch their vids, just subscribe to their channel, and you know, get to know who you're talking to. Get to know, you know, all about your friends. Then that way, at least you have an understanding of what they're going through. And I've just noticed my whole screen is black. Like, this program's got black background. My actual wallpaper's black. If I turn this on, what's this do? Oh shit, that's bright. There you go. So now I've got black and white. So I had it on the nighttime mode, but yeah, now you can see how bad my face is. And actually my eyebrow, yeah, here, you don't see it. I'm not going to go close to the camera. But the last few days, I've got sort of redness coming up there. Like some sort of a skin reaction, like an allergy or something. So under there is like all red. I got red splotches all over me. My back, my ex would know how bad my back is. That's gotten worse. It's kind of like a skin disease I think I've got at the moment. I don't know. I'm supposed to be taking some like antibiotics for that. I might take them in a minute. I might take them. So I'll be taking 2 antibiotics. So there'll be 4 antibiotics I'll be taking before I go to bed, and 4 painkillers. So this video is at 2:58 AM, the 7th of the 10th, 2020. So if something happens when I take those medications, at least you know, I should be fine. I really need to take the painkillers and I need to take those antibiotics. So yeah. But the one for my skin's also an antibiotic, so maybe I can take like one of them, 1 normal antibiotic, and 2 painkillers. I'll probably take more painkillers because I'm so pain. So thank you all for watching. Look at the 4 vids on the corner of your screen, and yeah, we'll talk soon.